Tensei Shitara Slime Dattaken. Chapter 4. First Friend. To say the least, I was surprised. Real sorry for calling you a softie. No question at all. He's dangerous. I'll blame my rude attitude on lack of sight. Not like it will achieve anything.
Oi, do you remember our promise? And besides, for all that complaining, you've learned it pretty easily.
Of course. I was just kidding. I can see my surroundings, and I can also hear sounds. Thank you.
Aye. Could have taken more time learning it, though.
Well, I should be fine. Got scared a bit, but can't ignore the fact that this dragon has been so nice to me. Moreover, he really is just lonely. Just from a glance, he looks like he's lost a lot. Kind of like the crying red ogre.
So, what shall you do now?
I think I'll go looking for fellow world travelers, though no harm if I don't find any. Finding some would be good, but only if on good terms. And besides, since I can finally see, might as well see the world. The world seems so much bigger now. No need to munch on grass to kill time anymore. But this dragon, it doesn't seem like he can move a muscle. And you're saying he stayed like that for 300 years? By the way, Veldora-san mentioned you'd been sealed?
Ah, yes. I made the mistake of underestimating a small nuisance. Had I went all out, I would not have been defeated.
Somehow, the way he announced defeated sounded prideful rather than anything. Honestly, doesn't really seem like sword nor spear, and certainly not magic, could even wound this guy, but was he really so strong? What beast could possibly be stronger than him? The outside world is scarier than I thought. Probably.
It is so. Strong indeed, clothed in divine protection, the humanity's hero.
Hero. I'm rather familiar with the term from gaming. Recently, the stumbled into the position of a hero plot has been popular, but I don't remember them being so overpowered. In this world, it seems like they're truly strong.
Speaking of, the hero referred to oneself as summoned. Could this hero have been from your world?
No one is that strong in my world.
Nay, the world travelers in this world typically hold some special power. That is what serves as the power to etch their souls into this world. The summoned most certainly holds some special power, most likely holding the one-of-a-kind unique skill. Different from those who stumble by chance, summoned souls are especially strong. The success rate is less than 0.03%, but in this hero's case, it succeeded.
When you say summoning, do you mean calling something out with magic?
As you say. It is a 3-day ritual involving 30 people. The success rate is low, but success is typically met with a powerful weapon.
Huh? Weapon?
Aye, the summoner engraves a curse into the soul of the summoned to prevent rebellion.
What's with that? Are summoned people not recognized as humans?
Humans? World travelers sometimes complain about that. That type of thing is but an illusion in this world. Survival of the fittest. That is the only truth in this world.
I see. It's pretty hard to accept this world's summoning with my world's stories in mind. In that case, would world travelers also be treated as slaves?
That would depend on the person. They may not have received the monster warding charm. Those that do either live quiet lives or become adventurers, or something like that. Truly, among the foes I have repelled, quite a few came from another world.
In other words, forced labor is only limited to the summoned case, huh?
I do not know whether it is appropriate to call it labor, but so be it. I know much about humans, but certainly not everything.
That's only to be expected. Sorry. Rather, for a dragon he seems extremely informed. Anyway, just talking makes him happy, and he answers my questions. So for now, the dragon and I will continue our conversation, about how he fought the hero, about how strong the hero was. White skin, deep crimson small lips, jet black long hair, not too tall, petite, and a thin physique. And, though the eyes were hidden by a mask, that hero was beautiful, was clear. Okay, let's reread that. And though the eyes were hidden by a mask, that the hero was beautiful was clear. A woman. So it was her looks that got him. When I asked that, "Don't be spouting nonsense," came as an angry reply. She carried a peculiarly curved blade called a katana and fought without a shield. Unique skill, certain severance, and unique skill, endless prison. With these skills, and every form of magic, she overwhelmed me. Or so he happily exclaimed. I understood the tale, but this dragon, he just loves humans, huh? He calls them small fry and trash, but it seems he never killed any of them. At least those who have not earned his wrath. That one time, 300 years ago, after a certain incident, he turned a city to dust. And, due to that incident, the hero was dispatched, and Veldora was sealed, by the hero's skill Endless Prison. I doubt I can understand the dragon's feelings. More than it just being someone else's emotion, in the end, imagination can hardly lead to true sympathy. But I at least can say he's not a bad dragon, and hey, I like him. So, of course I'm not going to be afraid of him. And so, okay, so with me, no, can we be friends? Ooh, that was still pretty embarrassing. I must be bright red right now.
What did you say? For the feared storm dragon Veldora to become friends with someone of a slime social standing?
Well, I mean, if you hate it that much.
Stupid, you. No one said anything about hating.
Then, what will you do?
Let's see. Well, if you insist, I can consider.
Somehow, it seems he's timidly stealing glances my way. Had this been done by a cute girl, I'd have been very happy. But when it's done by an evil-looking dragon, well, it is interesting. I insist. Decide. If you hate it, the deal's off. No second chances.
Then I guess I have no choice. I'll become your friend. Show me your gratitude.
Whew. This dragon isn't very obedient. Well, I'm not either, so we're a good fit. Then I'll be in your care.
Oh, let me grant you a name. You also give me one.
Huh? Why? So suddenly?
To etch into our souls that we are equals, as human call it, family name type of thing. The one I grant you will bestow upon you divine protection. You still lack a name, so you shall become a named monster now.
So I have to come up with a family name, one for common use, huh? I'm not really good at this stuff. Well, since you're called the Storm Dragon, how about simply Tempest? That's no good, right? Since it sounded good, I took the storm and changed it into Tempest.
It's decided. What a wonderful name!
He liked it?
From now on, I am Veldora Tempest, and you shall be called Rimuru. Rimuru Tempest shall be thy name.
And that name was etched into my soul. From what I can see and feel, I don't feel any different, but somewhere deep in my soul I felt something change. That would be something to mention to Veldora, wouldn't it? And so I have become friends, or would it be more appropriate to call this soulmates, with him. Oh, and before I go, I wanted to ask, is there nothing you can do about the seal?
Not with my power. If it were a unique skill like that of its hero, then it could perhaps be possible.
You don't possess any unique skills?
I do, but from the moment the seal was placed, I could no longer use any. I barely managed to retain my telepathy.
At that moment, the hero's unique skill, Endless Prison, seals the target in an endless time and imaginary space, an unpleasant skill that does not permit interference from here. Though it does seem strange that the only thing he can do is communicate telepathically, it's not like this skill weakens with time after all. Being able to even recognize the present and converse with other creatures all seem like examples of interference. What's unusual is Veldora himself here. Of course, both of us notice this. All right, there's something I want to try. As I said that, I touched Veldora, and... attempting to predate unique skill Endless Prison via unique skill Predation. Failure. As expected, the hero's seal is not going to be this easy. But, for a second, interference with the hero's skill released a bit of a blinding light, but then it returned to normal. Seems like, for a brief moment, a seemed open in the Endless Prison, but it quickly restored itself. And anyways, since it's also unique skill, something will happen type of thing can only lead to trouble. Isn't there anything I can do? What to do? Solution. Unique skill, Endless Prison, has been partially analyzed. I shall present the escape method. It is impossible for flesh to escape. Physical damage-wise, the chance of destroying the prison is 0%. With regards to imaginary space escape method, the analysis proved to be impossible. Analysis in identical situation imprisonment in an endless prison is necessary for analysis. Therefore, currently, this is impossible. The chance of releasing a spiritual body is 1%. Should one prepare a host for the spirit ahead of time and move there in the process, the success rate increases to 3%. At the moment, this process is similar to reincarnation. Should the affinity with the host be poor, memories and skills will all be reset. End of the report on escape methods. The chances are far too low. Doesn't look more than a flimsy film, this endless prison skill. But for it to be impervious to physical damage, there must be some weakness to this absolute defense. Did the hero take any damage, any wounds, or something?
Well asked. Our blows were well watched, and I landed a few direct hits, but there was no effect. Death-calling winds, black lightning, and even storm of destruction. All are skills that cannot be evaded, yet no effect. I gave up. It was laughable.
And all other similar babble would have ended Veldora's loud laughter. Unique skill Endless Prison was definitely used to cover her body, if all outside interference is negated. No shield necessary. What a useful skill! Unique skill Certain Severance, and unique skill Endless Prison. If you combine these two, wouldn't you essentially be invincible? Definitely don't want to meet her. She should have passed away by now, so should be okay? Without question, she belonged in the strongest class. Though, in reality, Veldora was also in the strongest class, but Rimuru of this time could not have known this. Anyway, the escape to a host method, huh? To escape, a host to transfer the souls to seems necessary. It is also possible to escape in a spiritual body, but the success chance is low. Don't really see the reason to mention the percentages. If Veldora's desire to escape decreases, so could the chances.
There was an escape method? Honestly, after 100 years, my magical energy hit empty. Probably since I didn't stop the flow of magical energy.
I see. That would be the reason why magical energy concentration is so high around here.
Aye. The truly strong monsters also avoid this area. Grass also hardly grows underground. Only some rare vegetation inhabits these caves.
Ah. I remembered about the Hippocte grass. In this case, it's pretty valuable medicine. Well, since that's the case, will you attempt to escape? If you had a place to transfer to, the chances would be higher. And also, what's considered a good host?
Unfortunately, even if I detach my spirit, to gather the magical energy into a single core is rather difficult. By opening a seam in the seal, that's how this will succeed. And a host, huh? That is, preparing a new core and moving there. Reincarnation.
This guy, I thought that he might be slightly slow-witted, but he perfectly understood all of it. How wondrous. He had reached the same conclusion as Great Sage. That's the thing. So, if there's something I can prepare, should I go and look for it?
The thing is, I don't really need a core. Oh, And keep this a secret. I am a being perfect as one, especially durable. I am a spiritual life form, and thus have no attachment to this body. I merely responded to the wishes of the religions, and the like when forming it. Again with incomprehensible stuff, and so we spoke until I understood. The result. Gathering the magical energy with one's mind, and then formed the flesh. At the moment, the flesh being bound is beyond question, but the mind also cannot affect the surrounding magical energy. That's the situation. So I asked if he could leave as a spirit. Impossible. I would require an offering, is what he said. If he were to leave in this way, he would scatter with magical energy and cease to exist. And, somewhere else, another storm dragon would be born. That is one means of escape, but if there's no meaning to it if he becomes a different person. I'm at a loss. Wouldn't Veldora with Predator be a better alternative? Place him into the Predator's stomach, analyze the depth of the endless prison effects, and just eliminate them. Could that work? Solution. Target. Veldora can be absorbed with unique skill Predator. It's possible, huh? If I explain it, will he consent? If this goes on after 100 years of isolation, only to disappear would be his fate. And so I explained to Veldora the Predator ability and how I thought to use it. This would be impossible, however, without the Great Sage ability correction. Interesting. Of course I'll try it. To you, I entrust my everything. Should you be trusting me so easily? Of course. Rather than waiting for you to come back here, tearing endless prison asunder and leaving together inside of you sounds so much more amusing. I see. Not alone. Together. It's fine, isn't it? With Great Sage and Predator, I'll continue analysis and seek to free Veldora from his imprisonment. And in this stomach, there is no fear of scattering and dispersing. I think we can do this. All right. I'll eat you now and try to break out of the endless prison, okay? Leave it to me. Don't wait. I'll pause it for you. Okay. I've made my decision. I'll touch Veldora and begin predation. In a second, the giant Veldora disappears from my view. Having disappeared so suddenly, it makes me lonely. The skill highly depends on the target's resistance to being absorbed, but as expected of Veldora, no resistance whatsoever. Must say, I'm surprised I could absorb such a huge body, and it seems at that moment my stomach is 25% occupied. Just how big of a space have I gotten there? And, will you begin analysis of unique skill Endless Prison? Yes or no? I beg you, as if in a prayer, I accepted. And we have a little status card there. And that is the end of the chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed. And Jesus, this recording was tough. It was one of my issues with reading this is that they don't indicate who's necessarily speaking at the beginning of the sentence. So if there's just like, Rimuru doing his inner thoughts, like the narration stuff, and then just a line of dialogue, and then more, it's like, oh shit, who the fuck is talking? Okay, I gotta remember all this. So there's points where I'm sure you heard me tripping, but to be frank, this is like the 30th take I've done. So this is the best one I've got. So that's where we're calling it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for Chapter 5, First Steps. I hope you guys enjoy it. Bye!